Hey guys, and welcome to our review for Mother. Directed by Darren Aronofsky, starring Jennifer Lawrence, Javier Bardem, Ed Harris, Michelle Pfeiffer, Donald Gleason.
Donald Gleason had no idea.
Oh! Another Gleason?
Brian Gleason?
Yeah.
Oh!
Brendan? No, Brian.
It's
Yeah.
Brian. It's like B-R-A-B-R-I-A-I-N or something.
Brain
Brain Wilson.
Kristen Wiig?
Brain Wilson.
Kristen Wiig.
My name is Scott Ellis. I'm joined here by Tim McGavick.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy.
He's nervous.
Tyler Spolsky is
I
also joining us.
cannot read this room at all. I have no idea what everyone's feeling.
Polarizing.
I'm like
And
scared.
Adam Franey
I'm very scared of Mother.
of Mother!
Mother.
Exclamation point.
Mother.
Of reviewing Mother, I should say.
Tim, is it possible to give a synopsis for the viewers?
I can summarize the first 20 minutes, yeah.
None.
A wife and her poet husband's peaceful life is turned sideways when a stranger arrives at the door claiming that he thought their house was a B&B. Things get weirder when more unwanted patrons arrive and begin to make themselves at home. Should we just do like full spoiler review? Or just...
We could. I think we could try.
I feel like we
think
have
can
to,
try.
'cause
Well, I
there's-
think we can try till we give our rating and then we can get to spoilers.
Okay.
Tyler, let's start with you.
Oh my god.
What did you think of Mother? Exclamation mark.
Well, Scott, I will tell you, this is the most uncomfortable I've ever been whilst watching a movie.
Really?
There is so much
You
shit.
haven't seen Antichrist.
I have not seen Antichrist,
Pretty uncomfortable.
but I'm pretty sure this takes it. This was like a mental roller coaster. It was.
So it did have an
fucked.
effect on you.
I think what makes it even more uncomfortable is that our theater was pretty full,
Yeah.
and you could feel the audience not really knowing
Being
how
receptive.
to
Like, what
react to
is
things.
happening?
How you say
The cringe?
plebs. The peasants.
So,
the proles.
this is a movie that has everything. It has
Something
Good
for
tell.
everyone.
it has home renovations. It has B&B cancer guests. It has people dying. It has Kristen Wiig. It has
Dystopian
weird
future.
crystals. It's got time
Magic.
loops. It's got everything.
Yellow Kool-Aid.
This was some shit.
Yellow
I don't even know how to explain what I watched. I don't even still think I know if I enjoyed it or not. That's all I got.
Well, we are here to do a review.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump in. I
Yeah,
think
you go for it. Give me a minute.
it's this weird fever dream of a movie. I felt when I was watching it. I didn't fully grasp what I was being shown
So,
at the end of this viewing. I thought I had a general idea,
And then?
and you know, it's never quite what you think. And I can appreciate, you know, while it was, I could see why it would be confusing to a lot of people, and it is a very uncomfortable viewing, intentionally. But I definitely respect Aronofsky for having the balls to do a film like this.
Yeah.
the balls
And
of
it has
steel.
like wide release, you know,
Don't know how.
big stars.
This did not seem like a wide release to me.
Baffling, that's what it really
Yeah.
It's a hard sell. It's
Like,
a hard
before
sell.
I saw it, I was like, "Excuse me, how could this possibly be a wide release?"
For me, it's the other way around. For me, it was like something mysterious. Like, okay, this could be a wide release. And I watched them like, they wide released this?
I just think, yeah, it's one of those movies that it's hard to sell to people. Like, you know, they sold it as like a straight up like thriller,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's
It
not,
is for the first
It is for the
25 minutes?
first quarter,
Yeah.
and things progress, etc., etc. Things happen, and the movie sort of changes a lot.
Yeah.
It changes again, and you think the movie's this, and then it becomes something else, and then it becomes something else, and it makes sense once you understand at least, you know, what people are thinking is the allegory, I guess, and that's the main thing for me is it understanding the thought process behind these things that are happening. makes me personally appreciate the movie more. But on face value, I do think it's a great. I think in time, it will be appreciated as like, I don't want to say a classic, but like just a bold vision.
One that's not going to be forgotten, I don't think.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, it will not be forgotten.
And I appreciate that.
Good or bad.
Yeah. So I liked it.
Okay. So,
Even though I didn't necessarily enjoy the viewing of it. I like it.
I did. It is a good movie. I will say that. I don't know if I'll ever be able to watch it again. Like, I might try to watch it once more to get some stuff that I might have missed, but I'll still be uncomfortable. But it was a good movie, and you can appreciate what the director did and what like the writing, and it was good, but it was just so fucking out there. Yeah, I'm trying to put this into words and I can't.
It's okay.
Well, you know.
Like it's
It's
you guys
okay.
are seeing, you guys are
We're
watching this
watching.
happen.
We're
Right?
watching.
You guys
that.
are watching me spiral. It's weird.
Tim, what do you
Crazier
think
than Mother
of
watching
Mother?
I
Not
think
yours.
Mother is a deeply personal movie for Darren.
Yes.
I think he's working his way through some of his
Some
own
issues
he has with various things. His art, religion, his feelings on
Maybe his own mother.
on Earth as a
Yes.
whole,
His
citizens
musings.
as a whole. It went places that I was not expecting. Did not expect the second half of this movie to go where it went.
Even the first like 2 shots. Did not expect that.
Yeah, the first 2 shots are
Burn
weird.
victim in the stone.
Yeah. I was like, this is a magic stone
Like what?
that's
What the
doing
fuck?
something. So I knew something was up. I was like, what is up with this thing?
That set the
I
tone.
had like early theories, like thinking like, I was like, well, clearly this is like there's been a fire and they're rebuilding a house, which they say. And then Ed Harris's character shows up and he's like, starts coughing. So I was like, is this like a ghost house where like he is choking on like smoke inhalation that he's having?
Okay.
That Harvey Bardem and Jennifer Lawrence are ghosts, so they're not having that effect. But then
Right.
that got shattered.
Interesting.
Oh
yeah. Hired.
And then my boy showed up.
Surprised everyone.
Surprise! Had no idea he was in this.
All of a sudden, he just comes on screen. Oh, we always wanted this.
I was like, "That's Donald Gleason."
Tim, you're mad.
I thought it was really well shot as well.
Beautiful.
Covers. It pretty much focuses on Jennifer Lawrence the entire movie almost.
Yeah.
She's almost in every shot, except for save a few scene setting shots.
Over the shoulder cam.
Yeah, and yeah, it was very uncomfortable at times. There's some very cringe moments where I'm just like, oh my god,
It's like a
this is-
nightmare.
It's
It's
so
like
uncomfortable.
it's like a nightmare realized.
Yeah,
Like all the things that Jennifer Lawrence's character goes through, like she just these things that are out of her control. That you
Yeah.
just, it's like a nightmare. It's like you can't control what's happening.
yeah.
You can't escape.
Like those people
Like-
that kept jumping on the countertop. I'm like, stop! What are
Yeah.
you doing?
Guys, the sink is
This is so
embraced. What
uncomfortable.
aren't you getting about this?
Very nightmarish.
And just like all the people that are like, she's like, "Who are you?" And it's like they're like, "Who are you?" And I'm like, "My house."
My
Like
house.
it's just so cringy. Like,
Yeah.
oh, just no.
Like, you feel bad for her. Like, the entire time
Yeah.
you're watching it,
Yeah.
like this is like, I feel
I-
for you.
I'd love to see the actual script because I'm sure it's a lot of like, "No, don't do that." And
Yeah.
Stop. No, why? Stop. No.
Allegedly
Like,
written in 5 days. I don't know if you guys heard that.
Biblical.
Yes.
Adam, let's
Well,
jump over to you.
Should I say if I liked it or not? Or
Oh, I guess.
I'll say my score, I guess.
Didn't. Did you?
Go ahead, Adam.
Okay. Where do I begin? I'll say I saw Mother with all of you, as you know.
Yeah.
I'll watch it
We're all
together.
We were there.
When Mother ended, my immediate feelings, thoughts, and reactions was, well, that was shit. Did not like that. I thought, and I still feel this way about the performances I thought were bad. I'm seeing people talking about Jennifer Lawrence, Oscar nom. Thought she was bad.
Really?
Yeah, I did. I thought everyone was bad except Michelle Pfeiffer. I thought she was like perfect. I thought Ed Harris, who I love, Javier Bardem, who I love, were bad. I thought it was very. The third act was over the top, to say the least. that it was just very like, I don't know, I just thought it was very pretentious, and I was just like, this is bad. Like, just because you're Darren Aronofsky doesn't mean you didn't just make a M. Night Shyamalan movie. Like, I'm not gonna just be like, oh, it's Aronofsky, so I respect it more. Like, it was just felt like a bad Shyamalan movie.
I feel like this is like the M. Night Shyamalan movie of M. Night Shyamalan movies. Like, this is like the one that kicks it over.
Like M. Night Shyamalan doing an M. Night Shyamalan impression.
Exactly, yeah.
And then
So that was your reaction.
That was my reaction.
Just after watching the movie, but to change?
Yes. Not entirely. I respect it a lot more after reading what, you know, the entire allegory was for the movie, and like the metaphor and everything, and some of the intent. Like, I read up on Darren Aronofsky's intentions and everything, and what he was going for. I get it a little more, and I respect its originality, I will say that, but
Ballsy.
incredibly ballsy, but I did not enjoy it. I thought it, I don't know, I think it was just kind of overall like a bad horror movie, and I feel like people are putting their own like oh, it's Aronofsky, so it's actually good, and I feel like they're not actually judging what's on the screen. I will say I liked how it was shot. Cinematography was good. The sound design was amazing.
Yeah.
I want to bring that up.
Yeah.
Like the Foley design, like literally
every
sound. Was there music? Was there a score? I don't think so, because every single step, every single creak,
you're like hearing it around the theater
was
like,
cranked to 11.
Yeah.
And
it was really,
in that
really
third act,
good.
when shit hits the fan, I was just like, oh my god,
Yeah.
just like getting rocked.
Yeah, that was top notch.
But yeah, just as a story, and like, it's hard to say without spoilers, but where the story went, and just seeing some of it was just so cringe, like where Jennifer Lawrence's character goes, and certain things like that was just very cringe, and just
Yeah, I think.
hard
I feel like
to
this
say.
movie would have been more successful if it was sold correctly.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
it's almost
I don't know, but how do you sell it?
How do you sell that, though? That's the thing. How do you sell that?
for what it was. Like,
What is it though?
That's
I mean,
that's
well,
the
we
thing.
can get into it, but in spoilers. But yeah, and I don't think some people would argue that, well, that's not the point. Like, to like spell it out for the audience what it is. But at the same time, there's like a fine line where you should be able to have some idea, right? And I don't necessarily have any idea. Make that connection to the allegory during the film.
I did.
Right.
There was some, well, I mean, to the full extent
Not
of
the
it.
full, but like once I stopped watching, I was like thinking back a few things. Then I'm like, oh, that's what that is. Like, there's a scene with Ed Harris with a wound on his side, and I was like,
Still don't.
oh shit, I have a
Please tell me.
there's a connection there that
Like,
is pretty cool.
I got that during the film. That was connecting to this.
Yeah.
There was something there,
Yeah.
and with the sons and what's happened there, a very obvious allegory there.
Yeah.
And the musings on like fame and how that relates to like religion and stuff. Like, I got that, but I didn't ever make the connection, the full extent of it, and Jennifer Lawrence's character in that.
Yeah.
I just thought, okay, he's drawing on all these little allegories and references, but I didn't get the overarching thing after the viewing.
Yeah.
I just thought, okay, he's drawing on all these little things, and I don't know. I just think, I agree. Adam, you brought up that quote earlier today about
THR.
yeah.
Right?
What was the quote again?
That's what I was just gonna say. Yeah. So Hollywood Reporter has this headline that's gone viral. They said in their review, if you have to Google the meaning of a movie after walking out of the theater, your movie was a failure. And I kind of feel that way about this movie, but I think the phrasing is wrong. That's not.
I agree and disagree with that statement. Like,
Yeah.
I agree to the extent, like, I should have some idea. And I did have a little bit of an idea, but I had no idea about the overall. I mean, I don't know. Maybe, usually I can
Neither
get
did
it.
I. Yeah.
I think there's a big difference between like when Prometheus came out. This is just a weird reference, but
No.
when Prometheus came out, they had to release a bunch of like extra material to explain like how something works, or like they had to explain the universe. I don't really need to be explained. Like, I get the allegory for the movie. The only thing that I looked up was like what references I missed, because there's some references that I missed, but I didn't need like that didn't like hinder my understanding of the movie. Like I knew the allegory, which I guess is kind of a spoiler.
Yeah.
So we're mentioning spoilers.
Okay.
So I knew the allegory within the first probably half an hour. I was like, oh, okay, I see where this is going. And then as it ramped up, I was like, okay, I definitely see how this is all fitting in. And then there's just like the odd reference that I missed, where like a character's name is something that refers to what this allegory is, or like this moment that happened earlier. I'm like, oh, okay. But it didn't hinder the understanding, unlike Prometheus, where like it's not a good script, and then you gotta look up, well, how does this thing work in the universe, because it's affecting the understanding of the movie. I think that's kind of what I'm getting at. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, no, yeah, I know what you mean.
Fucking psycho.
So I don't know if you finished your thought initially there, as far as if,
like
if you like it or if you still don't like it.
I feel like I have to just say a rating to communicate what I think of it.
Right?
I can't just be like, I liked it or I didn't like it.
Well, let's give our ratings then, and we can get into some spoiler discussion.
This is why ratings were made for movies like this, because they defy, like...
So what would you give it then?
I think I would give it a heavy 2.
Right in the middle.
Just right in the middle. Like, because I love the technical aspects of this movie, and I hated the everything else, right? And again, there's like a lot of spoiler stuff that I can't say yet.
Tyler?
I gotta go heavy 2, I guess.
How does one rate a movie like this?
Difficult. This is a difficult rating.
Just no comment.
If I was ever allowed to pass, this would be the moment.
Nope.
I'm
Gut
gonna have
instinct.
to give this a light 3.
Classic tie.
Light 3. Yeah.
Tim,
Same as
Oh, boy.
Hostiles.
did you like
No, that
it?
was
You
a
didn't.
three.
You never finished your.
I'm gonna give it a 4.
Whoa!
Oh fuck!
A 4.
I was teetering between a 4 and a heavy 4. I really liked it.
Oh fuck!
I really liked it.
Really?
Yeah.
This is literally
Okay.
a nightmare while I'm
I
still
was
awake.
like,
I was like, yeah,
I was
you
like
don't
on,
like it,
I was
right?
like on edge the whole time watching it. I was like in
Yeah?
the whole time. Yeah.
I guess I was as well.
Shit.
Yeah, but not in,
Rage.
not in a good way though. I was okay.
I was enraged the entire time. This is the type of movie I like. I'm like, yeah, heavy 4, that's fine. 0, oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, I totally understand if someone hates it.
This movie is like so subjective that it's crazy.
This is a very difficult rating for me.
Yes.
I'm gonna go heavy 3.
Okay.
I think it was good. I think it was a good movie. I just thought, I don't know. It's tough.
It's tough. Yeah.
To me,
it's a
like,
tough one.
This rating is not set in stone for me. I'm definitely gonna have to rewatch it because the Ed Harris thing. Like I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch that because like now like there's stuff that I definitely missed, and like there's potential for this to go up to a heavy 3 for me. Like
That's a max.
like
Fair
that's
enough.
potential.
You'd be proud.
Potential.
I should say this movie's getting like polarizing reviews.
Yeah.
Split down the
Well,
middle.
if you haven't seen Mother, check it out in theaters right now. It's not doing well, so it needs any support it can get. But we are going to get into spoilers, so if you don't want to know what happens or be spoiled by this discussion, pause this video and come back to it. So fair warning there with spoilers. So let's get into it. What's the allegory, Tim?
So Javier Bardem is God.
Yes, he is.
Jennifer Lawrence is Mother Earth,
Hence Mother.
hence Mother.
Oh.
Ed Harris is Adam, the first man to show up. He goes for a little walk with Javier Bardem, comes back. He's got like a wound in his side.
Rib.
He's had a rib removed.
Oh,
and then
shit.
Michelle Pfeiffer shows up.
She's Eve. They
And
were
then-
tempted by
Cain and Abel. Shit.
Cain and Abel,
Cain and Abel.
Their 2 kids show up, and one of them kills the other one.
Oh my
classic
And then
Bible
the
story.
way I read the allegory is God has created this Mother Earth, and then he's allowed humans. He's kind of like gotten too wrapped up in himself, and he's allowed humans to come in and like fuck everything up, destroy everything.
That's why she's freaking out.
That's why she's
what the
freaking out.
fuck are
She's
you
like-
guys doing?
That's what That's what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
what Mother
my
Nature's saying.
God.
He's like,
What the fuck?
humans are just like fucking up my house. I've worked so hard to build this thing for you, and not even humans are fucking up, but like God is letting that happen.
Because all he wants is worship
Yeah.
from his
Yeah.
followers, and he craves that.
Craves it and he loves it
that
when
love.
he gets it. He gets too wrapped up in his own mind about it.
The baby that's born, that's Jesus,
Yeah.
right?
That dies and people literally eat
They
a baby.
eat the body of Christ, aka communion.
Oh my god.
One of the most uncomfortable scenes I've seen.
I was
in
watching the
it.
baby,
Fuck.
like, oh, I was like, it's like crowd raving. I was like, it's just
It's
flying
not
through
good.
the air.
No one's supporting that head. Fucked up.
The sound throughout this movie was just like freaky.
Yeah.
But then when that sound happened, nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Also, by the way, I'm changing my rating. Like,
That blew your mind.
that
eh?
blew my mind. Like, I'm looking at like a light
See,
for right
this
now.
is what I thought that too. I was like, fuck, I respect that so much more now.
Ballsy.
Yeah, and I think it's clearly Darren's has some issues with how he feels about
reconciling that.
religion and God, and I don't know if he's a religious guy. He might be, but I think he has some. If he is, he
He's
definitely
an atheist.
has.
I think he's well known as an atheist.
Okay, he definitely has some issues with religion,
Clearly.
which I tend to agree with. So I think I'm on his side for most of this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was in.
There was one thing that kind of like I caught on pretty early, and so like it was actually really early. I noticed this. As soon as Ed Harris shows up with his character, he's showing pictures of his son on his cell phone. So he's got a camera phone. But later on, all Javier Bardem is doing is writing with a quill. Like, and he had like these giant sheets of paper, and he was just like writing on a quill. I was like, this is so bizarre because like the entire time I wasn't totally picking up what time this was. It was kind of all over the place, and so well, it wasn't all over the place. It was elusive though. It wasn't like clear as to when this was.
Yeah.
And so, like as soon as I saw that, I saw him writing with a quill. I was like, this is weird. But then it took it like the end of the movie for me to realize, shit, like this is like he's from a different time. Like time has evolved, but he's still all.
Well, that's the thing. Is like, you know, the house itself as well. Like the house is Earth.
Yeah.
Is the physical like
Yeah.
Earth.
Yeah.
And that's what's interesting is that there's no like, it's just in the middle of a field.
Yeah,
And there's nothing.
there's no
leading up
roads,
to
there's
it.
no cars.
Yeah.
It just exists.
Like how do people like Ed Harris just shows up? It's like no driveway. It's
Yeah.
like, weird. And she's like, Mother Earth is like building, rebuilding, and like the stone. I'm still not sure what the yellow Kool-Aid is.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is.
No one.
I think that's unexplained.
Wait, yellow
Aronofsky
Kool-Aid,
said
sorry.
it's the only thing he won't like confirm.
What yellow Kool-Aid? I missed that.
Really?
Yeah.
She every time she has like a panic attack.
Oh yeah.
She goes in and she dumps that
Yellow
powder in.
Kool-Aid.
Bizarre.
Yeah, couldn't figure that out.
Yeah, he confirmed everything they said. By the way, except
He confirmed that? I didn't. I thought
Yeah.
it was just theories.
No, he's confirmed.
He did an interview with Jennifer Lawrence, and
Are there
he's
theories as to what it is?
fully.
What she's doing?
Well, there were, and
Not
then I
that I
guess he
saw.
confirmed it.
He didn't. Yeah, the only thing he said is like the interviewer asked about the yellow Kool-Aid, and he said that's the only thing I'm not commenting on.
Does anyone have any theories about what that is?
I haven't really thought about that part actually.
Yeah, that was actually bugging me the whole time.
Didn't even. care.
It's the sun. I have no idea.
It's fucking Tang.
It's vitamin D. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, what did you guys think of the reboot
With a different mother, different planet.
It's a pretty dark outlook. Like what he's trying to say, I guess, is that
Humans are gonna destroy
humans will
Earth.
eventually destroy the Earth, destroy Mother Earth.
God will
and
just
be like,
restart.
"Huh? Let's do it again,"
Right? Let's try again. Yeah.
which is
Yeah,
fucking.
true.
Well, it's kind of cool because you saw him like when the stone shatters. Like I didn't realize it until after the movie, but like how crushing that was for him because that's his reset right there.
Yeah.
Right. So that's gone.
You've touched the forbidden fruit.
Yeah. Like that's it.
Yeah, essentially.
Wow.
That is essentially the forbidden fruit,
Yeah,
and then
right.
he's like, that's when shit starts going bad. That's when
Real
Abby
bad.
breaks
When
the-
sin is introduced into the
Yeah.
world, which is
Yeah.
the whole
Yeah.
metaphor of
Yeah.
the forbidden.
This is weird. Like little sidebars. Or it's a quick
Go
little thing.
ahead, yeah.
I really liked Kristen Wiig in this for some reason. Like her, like the 10 seconds she was on screen. like there's one part like right before she gets fucking blown away. Like there was one part like where she's like, oh good, there's something. She calls it. No, she was the Herald. What'd she call her? She was. the inspiration or something like that, or the
I think
music.
she was supposed to represent an angel or something.
Yeah, something like
I was
that.
like, what the
She was the
fuck?
herald.
She was the
Kristen
herald.
Wiig.
And so she's walked in and she's like, "Oh, good, you're here." And then like she's like, she looked like fucking evil. Like she was like a different. Like I'd never seen Kristen Wiig like that before, and it was kind of cool.
Do we know who the final actress was? As the new mother?
No.
Was it Alicia Vikander?
I don't think so.
No.
Someone said Alicia Vikander. in
That's
the-
like a messed up version of Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah,
like,
she
it looked
looked
like
very similar to Jennifer Lawrence.
I-
Okay.
What do you
And
think of
that
the
just
performances,
modified her
guys?
face or something.
You said you
I-
thought performances were shit.
So I don't thought they were bad. I thought they were fine.
Fine.
I can't. I don't really see the bad.
I just thought Ed Harris was terrible. I was like, oh my god, Ed Harris, what are you doing?
How so though? Like what
I don't know,
about
I
it?
just thought
It
it
was
was,
I
like,
thought it was just fine.
Literally goofy. Like, going out for a song and just like, oh, sorry. And, like, his whole, like, goofiness. I was like, what?
I'd kind of almost attest that to the character, not to him.
I don't know.
He
I just...
portraying the character. But
Yeah, so I think that like that'd be like that's what they wanted him.
And I
to
thought a
do,
lot of
to
it
be,
was
like-
just cringe. Like, when Jennifer Lawrence was getting fucking smackdown, I was just like, really? Like, what the fuck? And then when she's just, like, all, like, bloodied and, like, gored up, it just looked bad. I just thought, that's what I mean. Like, that's why I can't say I, like, liked it. I thought it was executed poorly. I love the whole allegory of, like, religion. Like, when it's explained.
So I didn't get any of that.
Me neither. That's what I mean. Like, this heavy 2 is from a 0, right?
Mhm.
So, like, it's been bumped up significantly to a heavy 2. So I was like, oh, I just felt
that's why I didn't like love it. That's why it's a heavy 3 for me because like
yeah, mean, it's
I
not
love the
bad.
allegory. I love that it's tough. Like I wish it was better. I wish it was better explained, and I don't at the same time.
The thing, like, how could you better explain this without changing what it was?
Yeah, without having
Exactly.
someone actually physically be like, I'm God.
I'm God.
Yeah.
I'm Mother Earth.
So it's like this weird purgatory for me, this weird limbo
Mm-hmm.
where like I want it to be better, but then at the same time I don't
It's
want it to be over
Kind of
explained.
perfect the way it is.
I
kind of
admit
thing.
it could go up on a rewatch because I'm remembering my first viewing experience as just pure rage. I was like, what the fuck am I watching? But, like, it's different, right? You go home and you figure out what it is or whatever. I'm not going to be like, oh fuck, it's amazing now.
Like I think
I do need to see it again. Maybe it'll help them.
I think eventually it'll be one of those movies where it's like, you guys watch that Aronofsky movie? It's like a fucking metaphor of God and Mother Earth,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's great or whatever because it's like such a cool metaphor.
And everyone will
Like,
be like,
people
oh,
will-
you know
pe-
what got shit on when it came out?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think eventually it's gonna be like that. I don't know. I just
In
have this feeling.
2001
Yeah.
or something?
Was there anything else you guys wanted to bring up
Sorry,
specifically?
my mind is still blown. I don't know.
pretty fucking
Did I
mind-blowing.
see it? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even.
Maybe.
Well, check it out in theaters. It's out right now. It needs all the help it can
It's
get.
all the help I can
Team.
Team?
Team.
Team. You
Team.
see
We're a
the
team.
mother.
We're a
Team.
Tim, where can people find us?
People
Team.
can find us on Twitter at UpReal8s. You can find all of our old audio episodes on iTunes at UpReal8s. You can find me personally on Letterboxd at UpRealTim.
Can Littles have an Instagram account?
And Instagram, yeah, thank you,
Oh,
Tyler.
oh, good.
The Craft Pundit.
Good.
You can find us on Facebook and on Instagram at UpReal8 Podcast. You can also find me on Letterboxd at UpRealTie.
You can find me on Twitter at Franny25 and Instagram and Letterboxd at UpRealAdam.
Find myself, Scott, on Letterboxd at UpRealScott. And yeah, guys, if you enjoy this video, leave a like on it. We appreciate the support there.
Yeah.
As well, leave a comment below in the comment section if you want to join our discussion of Mother. We'd love to hear your thoughts on it as well. Love it or hate it. And of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And as always, keep it real.